So let's get started. Today's topic is very interesting. Today's topic is very interesting. Took a little bit time to put something very useful for all of us. Is how do we focus on small business, small and mid-sized business, and how generative AI is impactful. During this process, I will run some numbers and tell you even the analytical part of it, how Gen AI is changing the small businesses. I have a very technical background. I'm a researcher and doer. So I will also go towards the end, very technical details if you like. But in general, it's designed for small business owners. So it will be towards mostly talking about the use cases and benefit of it and how do you integrate with your current business. So we are DevMasters. You can see here TDM. We are an AI company since last almost 10 years now. And during this noisy process of every day a new tool, a new concept, or new company coming out, so we redefine our purpose is let's do AI sense making. Let's talk around that and let's build products around which make sense. So our vision for 2030 is simplify the artificial intelligence space. There's a lot of noise. Make it adoptable for SMBs and easy to build, easy to deploy, easy to scale, and make, this is very important part, I put it in green. So our vision mission statement is 2030. We want to make it easy to deploy, easy to scale, easy to build, those three things combined together. And most important, the green part you see is proprietary intelligence. I will cover towards the end of it. We all have in SMB or even enterprise and unique intelligence which your organization or your business has it. How do you protect it? How do you use it and keep the competitive advantage around it? So that's one of the things we do very unique and special. This is my team here based in Irvine, California. I'm sitting here, you can see the windows, like to sit outside sometime. So that's 2400 Barranca Parkway in California. So one of the things which I started my journey and asked a question, how is the impact of this $15.7 trillion industry is changing? So this is from McKinsey. Now, what is this impact means in terms of dollars? If you see it, they are going to different sectors in the AI space, but you can see the impact by 2030, 73.16 to 92.4. This kind of impact is in billions happening just by AI tools and automation. Now, where this impact is going to come from automation market point of view, RPA, robotic automation. Robotic automation is perceived as like Tesla building robots for their cars. That's one part of it, but it's also automating the systems and processes. Then process optimization, intelligence bot, predictive maintenance, quality control, anomaly detection. So all of this have amazing use cases. And look at the growth, what we are looking from 2022 to 32. It's crazy numbers. So now for SMB, what does this mean? What is generative AI means and what's an impact? It means in one word, AI efficiency. How do we take our businesses, make it more efficient, and how do we automate it? The major workforce is going towards mostly doing research right now. How do I do it or how do I not do it? Other uses about 30% content creation. And most effective is, and I feel is will save a lot of money and dollars and increase your revenue, is customer support 26.6. This data may be old. It was taken out in 2023 towards the end. So these numbers might have changed. So we are looking at SMB from SMB small and mid-sized business point of view. These are the 3-4 places which is very much impactful. Now, what's happening in SMB space? Let's look at the most popular tool right now from generative AI is ChatGPT. Most people are using for research, about 45 to 50%. I don't go to Google anymore anyhow. So, and then the next part is content creation, which is image, video, audio. We'll talk more detail, and customer service. This is where SMB space is mostly being using these tools. The next numbers will surprise you. How many people have heard about GPT? Look at no is like more than 30%. Yes, but I don't understand what is it. look at those numbers, and they're adults 18 plus. And then, yes, I am excited and experienced is less than 20%. Yes, already using it is about 20%, 25%. This is analytics. When I started in 2023, around October, only 20% Americans were using ChatGPT. If you compare to Asia, I think everyone is using it. So it's crazy numbers. Anyway, this is me. I'm Arshad. I'm the founder of this group, and I have played various roles. My current role is Chief Product Design and Innovation side of it, and Chief AI Officer. I've been entrepreneur from last 10 years, created a couple of companies, background into hardcore computer science and electrical engineering, and went to MIT Sloan Business School to get myself skilled for the business side. Couple of our credibilities, we have been top 10 rated in multiple agencies. We also have education wing, and then a couple of top clients has been US Navy, Niagara Bottling, and General Electric. These are big numbers. We also have big names, sorry, not numbers. We also have presence in Asia, which is Cambodia, Singapore, and Dubai, those side of the world. We'll talk more what we did there. This is my core scientific team. We have infrastructure and research mostly based in Irvine. So we are a full-scale AI solution provider. That means generative AI is a capability which came out in 2023 technically. We have been doing AI since 2014, and we have built computer vision application, deep learning, natural language generation, text analysis, you name it, transfer learning, reinforcement learning. So all of it, we have done it upon time. Now, what is generative AI? I try to keep it very simple language. So it is referred as a system which has capability to take original ideas and create new content out of it. Most of it is we are seeing in a chat GPT format right now, where you ask a question, new text is generated based on, we call behind the scene, there's GAN models and embedding and semantic generations. So those are technical terms, but in simplified for SMB, you can create content, video, audio, text, image, all of it. So it's a content generator. Now, for us, we work on generative AI in all the spaces by building Gen AI applications, customizing and fine-tuning large language models, as well as we can build GAN models behind the scene, large language models. We have capability to do that. We also do AI integrations, a ChatGPT integration service, and customize bots built for it. Again, as I said, we are the full service company, so this is a stack. Now, how does SMB use Gen AI? It has, simplest form is tailor content. I'm going to walk you through a use case so you'll get it more. Then eye-catching visuals. You can draw graphs, you can draw content, streamlining advertisement and campaign, data-driven marketing plans, social media management, email automation. These are some very basic fundamental things which was considered in past as, almost some hidden secret or rocket science. Now, with generative AI, you have capability to make data-driven decisions, analyze your campaigns, and automate your email content creation. Those things are very common things to do. It's, in my point of view, is the other way. If you're not doing, is something wrong, kind of a deal. Now, generative AI for small, let's look at from the tech point of view. So let's look at it. This was a very good content I got from Forbes. They went into a survey of understanding a difference between enterprise and SMB. So I thought I will bring this up today. It was even very knowledgeable for me to go through this process. So Accenture, which is one of the quite leading consulting services, they tried to see where is SMB and are they left behind or enterprise is serving them. So they did some research, and this is a little bit older, around 2023 or 2022. The general agreement between fundamental models like large language models or anything which large volume of data set will impact the intelligence part. We all agreed. 98% believe that fundamental models will play a pivot role, very strong role in the way companies shape up, businesses shape up. But they found out that there's a big mismatch between SMB and an enterprise application. I'm an SMB founder, and I personally believe we suffered through this process too. when you have an enterprise application design, there are a lot of things which tag along with them is using high cost cloud services. I do not need this. I have a small data. How do I make sense out of it? Those things, even we use AWS or Azure or any other big enterprise application, that becomes a little bit challenging, which I have faced myself. Sometimes you have 5 or 10 customer, and your cloud service is $10,000 a month. So that's kind of, a mismatch between enterprise application and SMB. This gap is closing because of generative AI been involving, but I will talk more on how we are doing it and making sense out of it. So for small businesses, where does this go? 60% of SMBs using this for primary challenges is marketing perspective, which I said, and marketing and sales has been the offering for every business. This is one of the things which is helping a lot in terms of automation, customer service, identifying new opportunities, scaling factor. So that's where it's been used. And then cost reduction and creating good content out of it, enable companies to generate resources, image, ideas, a solution. Manual effort is gone. You can literally print manual or build your own bot to customize your content. Those kind of things are been mostly been used. Now, utilization of generative AI. These are some key factors. There's no limit for it to be honest, but I brought it. Crafting your personalized image and content, evaluating your customer experience. Now with you can, if you have a right customer persona and you understand as SMB, SMBs are most closer to their customer than enterprise. The scalability factor can be replicated very quickly by understanding the customer experience and the persona. Informed decision making by analyzing the data and the behavior of the customer. Cultivating innovation and product development. When we know the pain point that, okay, our service is great, but at this point, customer is not stable or drops off, or I get more customer service calls, you can innovate those processes. And obviously, social media management, your reputation, your brand, all those things are carried out. This is a use case I wanted to run to you guys. These were my almost first recommendation system customer, first AI, what Amazon does. Until today, we are supporting them. So we went through the whole cycle with them of using it. So these are the some steps we do. We first deployed the backend analytical tool. That time they had BI, business intelligence backend, where we were able to convert to them to be an intelligent dashboard using generative AI tools, identifying the potentials and untapped market opportunity. We also use behind the scene Google Trend to compare their trend with what is happening in the marketplace. We are able to, again, all this content generation. This is an elderly care equipment company which provide wheelchairs, diapers, exercise machines, those things, very unique business. So we were able to identify and create image and content through this process, a bot to support the customer service, additional product recommendation. That's where we started with in the beginning. What is the next product? For example, a wheelchair person possibly need an adult diaper. That was one of the things we found out throughout this process. There were insurance agencies who were trying to insurance for someone who is around 70, their life insurance is expiring, extending. Those kind of data we were able to go through it and then unlock this for other SMBs also in a similar manner. As I said, lead scoring, product management, product recommendation, trend, automation of customer bot. These are the things we have finished with this client, and they have been with us since I started into AI space almost. Now, 5 factors which there may be more than 5, but in our research, this is what we found out. So impact, ROI focus, SMB's ROI focus in our design of bots or anything. We make sure that we have considered that. And for generative AI is making this very impactful. You can customer service X5 factor where you can improve your revenue 4 to 5 times. And then integrating with existing systems, that's the next simplicity. So when I talk about proprietary intelligence, where you have your own data, whatever form it is, MySQL, WordPress, you save it in your Excel sheet. We take that and we are able to learn from your past and scale through generative AI, and which will help you to expand your business. As we understand from the customer point of view, no one is closer to an SMB than you. So we carefully understand those relationships and understand the customer behavior and improve upon that. And trust is non-negotiable. So trust comes in various forms: privacy, compliance, concerns, revenue generation. So we take all those things in consideration while building a solution. Now, what not to do? This is very important. Everyone thinks I need to be a scientist or AI person to use consume this. Absolutely no. So don't go into like this kind of we do that professionally, so we understand there's a lot of noise in the marketplace. So obviously it's more cheaper to build application for the to hire a team than trying to learn this and do it by yourself. As a researcher, yes you can. As a practitioner, yes you can. But someone who is focused on building e-commerce store should avail these services more than trying to build your own team. This is our experience. I cannot be 100% right all the time. If you have capacity and power, go ahead and do it. These are a couple of the things we have done in past, which we take quite real estate AI, rehab, medical bot, which is drug therapy, and then some fashion. We have built makeup apps using AI. Couple of my international deals. This is based in Cambodia and Thailand. Those areas where we did real estate AI. We were able to take some houses and understand the pricing model for land, commercial and residential. Quick run around it. This is the bot we built. This is a Gen AI product for an Italian company where you can search for a property, where you can create your brochure for agents mostly, create your flyer, analyze the deal. We are extending this bot for now for US, where you can put up a house and see what is your growth pattern. Can you cash out and not cash out? Do you need improvement by uploading images? We are extending that for our own needs. But this is not to, this is mostly to give you the opportunity side of it. We work with GE, we work with US Navy. This is another bot we are working with Anaheim Medical Center. And this is mostly for the doctors. They have voice activation, and when they talk to the patient, they not record, it's live, and they press the button where the medical documents are generated, which are HIPAA compliance and everything, and they walk out of it. Another thing which we have been experimenting and researching is image. If you can upload your, let's say, burn image, skin image, we are able to give you a dumbed down version of a 5-year-old person, which need to, what are the preventive care versus a physician version we are able to tap into. This is our medical side of work. We also did, as I said, this is in the App Store, SoberBuddy, where we were able to ask right questions to the drug addict. And the prime goal is to identify, is it a 911 call, is it a therapy call, or the guy need motivation and some recommendation how to handle himself. This is an app we built for women. They can upload any movie star picture and they can get that look by product recommendation. So these are some use cases. I hope you can understand this clearly. And if you have any question, please drop. I will keep going and love to pick your questions and answer them. I just say hello right now, nothing more. Now, how do we focus on doing this as a business? Is customize solutions, ROI focus, and innovation in an ethical, practical way. What does it mean? Can we do AI in an unethical way? Yes, you can. So how do we control the ethical part? Is mostly what kind of data you feed into. That's why if you have a customer data, how do you prevent that? And there are two ways we generate data here, semantic and synthetic ways. How do you generate the same persona by using generative AI, but not disclose the customer information, not disclose the real value of the customer? Those things we consider and do it very efficiently. We have a dream team we have built with researchers and scientists and NLP engineers, which is text mining mostly. And we have all those skills here in-house. Now, this is a typical client for a use case perspective who has some kind of a business, is all vague here, and he needs executive summary, he needs work of spouse, he has some news going on, some PR going on, his team members are attached. So the simplest way to start into this space is for, not simplest way, I'm sorry, I'll take my word back. ROI focus is the way to go. So one of the things in ROI focus is better customer service, intelligent question ask, assistive service, AI agents, you can name it however you want to build that for your business so that you can either use it or externally for your customers. So how do we do it? This is a workflow. Now I'll go a little bit technical. This is a workflow where how AI development process work in general. So you collect data, you process the data, you do some modeling, you classify, is it linear regression, is it a classification model? Now, what does it mean for a business? Can I predict my next sales? Can I predict my next catalog of the product? Can I predict who will be my next buyer? Those things we understand from the data and your past behavior. We pick up a model which will be trained on your data, and we deploy that in production. Now, this is next one will make you amazed. This is what the generative AI scope look like. So your intelligence has come to a conversational AI where you can now interact with pre-trained models like ChatGPT, but you can get a query based on what you want to learn from the pre-trained model. That's ChatGPT. So if you see it here, there's a query coming inside here. This is LLM, which is your large language model. It does some magic and brings back a response to you, and it goes back to your query as an answer. Behind the scene, I'll go a little bit. These are called RAG models. So behind the scene, I'll go a little bit deeper. When you write a query, this is your intelligence on the left-hand side, where you have word embedding, storage. So let's say you're running a financial service. You have, let's say, 500,000 customer, maybe 100,000 customer, whatever. In past, you have been collecting this data as a SMB, and you want to use this data to build your own intelligence. When you tap into the pre-trained model, you want this intelligence to be accountable before I go. So let's say if an 8-year wants financial advice, obviously your data should not have an 8-year-old who needs a financial advice. So it should filter prior before even it goes the other side. So I just made up an example, but this is your own data set. What we do is we extract it. As you are interacting with the bot or open GPT, we will take those queries and embed it. It's called word to vec, and then embedding models and store it vectorized way, where all your intelligence of communication is correlated, and we know how to correlate them in storage. Is cosine, tan, cosine matrix, tangent. So we will store that. When you write the query, all you're doing is tapping into a pre-trained model like GPT, which is general purpose model. It will get that response which you're looking for. And there's a way to control this response is called template prompting. So in prompt template design, what you'll do is you'll say, I don't want any nonsense like sexual content or political views on this. You can filter all of it. ChatGPT does not give it, but if you have your some other trained model, it might show some views which are biased. You can filter that. So you will tap into that and you will bring back, so store it back. So this is a step 1, step 2, prompt engineering, retrieval, and fine-tuning the process. I explained it very high level. If you have questions, please drop and I can go more deeper. This is another way to look at this site, where now you are at an enterprise level. You have huge volume of data. You pre-process that data, embed it. Now this is expansion of your scope of how much data you have and how much your proprietary intelligence can be kept. So you embed it here. That means you have 100,000 plus customers which have bought certain product or certain services. That can be embedded and kept in an intelligent way before you tap into large language model, and can be pre-processed with your query. You tap into it and bring it back. When you bring it back, it might have improved or it might have given you garbage. If it is a garbage which you don't like, just dump it, and that intelligence also can be captured. So that's, I hope I was able to explain. So ROI focus, there are two ways we can focus on from the business perspective is should I save the cost is obviously improving revenue and revenue growth. So this both area, maintaining your loyalty of the customer, increasing your revenue stream, optimizing the pricing strategy, that's the revenue growth side. And cost saving is automating repeated tasks. If your customer service is one of them, supply chain management has transportation, pre-cost, improve the efficiency of those things. And another is energy saving, carbon emission, those kind can be cost saving. Towards the end, I'm going to open for Q&A and give you guys solid 30 minutes or 15, 20 minutes to talk together. So customer solution, as I say, ROI, focus, and ethical. These are three criteria we did to build it. Now, how do we do it? This is the how part. That was the technology description so that we can think through it. What does this bot means? What does RAG means? Retrieve, augment, generate. It has two components. First is what you're sending in. Is it intelligent enough? Is your question right? And is it optimized? That is this part of it. Sorry, this portion. When you tap into large language model, it's pre-trained to, so whatever you give, it will get you back the response the way you feed it, you fine tune it. So that is what makes it special. Anyway, going back to now, how do we do this? So this is an AI framework. Every business has vision, purpose, goals. We will like to understand that as an AI consultants. And once we understand, we will come up with basic criteria is where we can reduce the cost and where we can increase the revenue. Can we automate anything? These are the few questions we go with, and we will understand and came out with you as for us from you as a customer or business owner. What is your vision? What should be your strategy? What should be the call of action for you? And work with your team where we can identify those opportunity from here to here. This is your team. Identified those opportunity, quick win. How do we automate? How do we scale? How do we reduce the cost? Realize those, build it in a spec format, then convert it into MVP. From there, we will personalize this, maybe a RAG model, pre and post AI built for it, and deploy it. And then we deploy it on your infrastructure. If you want any other infrastructure outside your infrastructure, we can evaluate it. If you don't have one, then we can bring those popular services and deploy it for you. This is a breakdown version where we come and we make you a quick win. Focus is ROI, cost saving, automation. So we'll identify those quick wins, put up a strategy for it, realize an MVP, and then convert that into models and technology. This is high-level referral architecture for generative AI. This is very technical, but at the same time, if you are running as SMB or enterprise level, data sources are required. Enterprise platform, we access that. API, blog, whatever sources we have, we build this engine to get into it, context of searching, processing it, and with deployment of infrastructure. One of the questions I get a lot is, should I build my own large language model? Obviously, you can. It took 100 million for ChatGPT to train. But the good news is getting cheaper. It's coming to our palms where now this hardware technology is moving faster. NVIDIA is doing amazing thing. I'm not on the hardware side, but as the chips are growing, there's something called LPU now by Grog, I think Elon Musk company, which is we have CPU, GPU, LPU is language processing unit. Sure, this will come to a point where we can have our own intelligence. They're calling large language models right now, but models will be the right way to call it, and which is our proprietary intelligence. At this current time, what advisory is, if you have those kind of capability, possibly you can build your own, but fine-tuning is the way to go. But before you go to the fine-tuning, you need to have some kind of your own proprietary data and intelligence to make it more smarter, better. Just tapping into this is a common mistake, and tons of tools are coming with this. Oh, I got this image, I got this tool, I got this text, let me go to ChatGPT, bring it, wow. That's only wow. It does not solve the problem. Until you have a predefined, pre-intelligence, trained, vectorized, and embedded for SMBs to get the best value of these pre-trained models. The way to grow this is, 85% time goes into fine-tuning the RAG part of it, and then another 10% is basically your customized fine-tuning, and this is reinforcement learning human feedback. So when you are simplest way to explain this is when you use ChatGPT, it will say thumbs up, thumbs down, you don't like it. That's what you are giving feedback to ChatGPT. That's a human reinforcement learning, human feedback. So in your system, if when you design for SMB, you will have this process so that you are learning as your customers are interacting with your system. We have solved this problem building SMB models. We have created a backend platform where you can just start this activation. It's in beta phase right now, where we will capture your knowledge base by any of this way to webhooks, URL, Google Sheet, Elasticsearch, MySQL DB will bring that data in. From that, we will give you choices to make those open source model. We can do multi-model. We can run GPT, Gemini, Llama, and see the results coming from them. We can customize it and feedback. This is all the way why this is done is you can optimize and check by yourself. And this is a backend for that AI agent. And you can add the users to it. And then there's obviously payment process and all those things. This is what security part of data is, where we take your data and mask it, or we just do the metadata extraction, where we are able to hide the information or only extract the information for the intelligence part of it, but will not compromise on your security or your customer. How to work with us? Meet our expert. One of the things my team does is will reach out to you and then try to collaborate with you and try to get you a real expert to talk to you on this topic. We can work together. We also do joint venture partnerships where if we like the company and team, definitely we'd like to be part of it, but those things take longer time to build. The quick win is to collaborate and build these agents together. We work in identify the business opportunity, explores the opportunity. Step number 2, understand the data set and see the first level interaction will be come up with a strategy of developing or solving your problem by assuming either it will save your cost or it will automate automation needs, content creation needs, or improve the ROI. So those are the steps. We go through it, explore the opportunity together, make sure we have understanding of your data, what your company does, export it, analyze it. Exciting part is large language model, but it is just an ocean you tap in and what you give, what you get out. This is pre-work before we do that. And then flexibility, come up with a strategy, how to build it, what will work for you, what will not work for you. We go business, we go technical, we go financial, we go governance model. All of this will be presented to you in this research. Then at the final point where you will say, okay, this is good, Ashad, or your team TDM, we will show you the pattern, what we analyze, put up a right architecture, technology, business flow, all of it. And then from there, we will start working with you. Accept milestones, scaling, and we go from there. One of the surprises I have for you guys today, we have a sister company, which is called DTT. This was the need of the time, and we were able to create. It's a digital transformation twin. We have been doing research work most of our time and focus on building AI algorithms. Gen AI is automation and consuming the existing data and tapping into large language model and quickly building agents, cost reduction processes. So this team, I put it together, will identify from the marketing standpoint of view, automation and sales point of view mostly. Will understand your ideas, goals, vision, organic growth, GEO we call generative content optimization, increase your revenue. Those kind of things are focus. How is it different? This is very traditional method versus generative AI models. This is very important. I think still 99 or maybe 99.98% world is still thinking that if we are doing the content right, if we are doing the imaging right, yeah, it is working right now. Even we still have Google working. But very soon, all this will move to Gen AI part, where GANs, adversary network are taking over, and we understood the need of time, and we said, okay, we need to roll out this and make sure that we are ahead of the time. So traditional versus GAN models are totally different. You can do a lead prediction, you can do a lead scoring. With GANs, it's totally different. With this also, we use synthetic data mostly to scale your, let's say you have 100,000 database, which 30,000 people have bought from you. All you need to not only know who they are, not only know how to predict the next one, and also how do you target that 30,000 to 300,000 by exact same persona, that this system will do it. Synthetic data generation. So if your average buyer is 32 years old, male, who has 25,000 to $100,000 income, loves to buy a golf club, has 2 kids, that's the guy you are after. We will be able to mine that guy and give it to you. That kind of power we have created internally. Obviously, these are the tools, data sampling, as I was saying, chaining, where we'll build the right model and then model training. Two ways to do it: semantic, synthetic. It's more technical, but this is very exciting. We use OpenAI and semantic machine learning. So one of the things which I like to mention here is your LLM is important, but pre and post is also very important, which a lot of people ignore. They think they can just tap into a large language model and getting excited. That's basic AI agent. That's not the most smartest one. That's pretty much it. I'll open for Q&A. Thank you for your time. We have solid 15 minutes. We can interact with each other. I'm enabling you guys so you can directly talk to me.
How you doing, Arshad?
Good, Carrie. How are you?
I'm doing well.
How is Arizona?
It's great.
Nice.
It's growing like crazy. Lots
Nice.
of good things going on.
Good.
So,
It's cold in California right now. I'm wearing a jacket, so
yeah,
which is unusual for us.
it's been nice here weather-wise.
Oh, good.
This
Good.
week's getting a little warm, but pretty good.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Okay.
I can hear you perfect.
Any question? I see Maria. Just wanted to thank you. Wealth of knowledge. Thank you, Maria. We hope to see you again. You can book one-on-one with my team if you have any further question.
Arshad, I don't have any question, but I want to say only thank you for a very nice presentation and important information also. Thank you so much.
No problem. What kind of business you have?
We're working with the small business to create some website and advertising and based off the generate with AI also.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest opportunities. We also
Yes.
realize that content creation is one of them. Where are you based, if you don't mind?
Sweden.
Sweden. Nice.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
I see Jonathan. Audio is fine.
I'm here. I am trying to figure out how to transfer this. You're doing a great job with it. I think this is for small businesses, this is the right level to pitch at. You're absolutely right.
Thank you.
And I've had some setbacks. But I'm keeping my eyes open. I've got to keep moving forward. And your comments about, and I know this is going, damn it.
Okay. Jonathan, I'll get back to you. I have a few more questions to answer, if you don't mind.
Oh, that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. So one of the questions is, how do we get started with you guys? What level of AI you guys do? So we are end-to-end solution provider. We do from research to building applications. And how you can get started, the first thing will be to obviously reach out to my team. They will reach out to you either way. And we do the discovery phase where we understand your business more than AI. And again, the focus will be those three things: how we can improve your revenue, how we can do cost optimization, and if it is automation requirement. That's the first step to start with. How much it costs depends upon, it's hard to, one of the things someone asked me here is, and it's anonymous, so I cannot disclose the name too, but how do you price this, right? So pricing is, we have a very good philosophy, which we have worked for a very long time with that. We first do a discovery phase of few hours where we understand your business and AI needs. From there, we'll come up with the proposal, where if we say, for example, $25,000 or $10,000, we usually stick 10% to 20% variant, not more than that. It's never like a lot of companies, they never have an ending goal, right? So if we did not predict the price right for you, we feel that it's our fault and we need to suck it up. But usually it does not happen. And these are the short-term project-based ones. The long-term one, as I say, we have passion to build AI. That's what we do very well. Like in Asia, we were called by a $500 million company, and we own some percentage of that AI as a ownership. So we work in both the models.
Ashad, I have one question.
Yeah.
The question is the all customer little bit think about okay, we use the API of the some OpenAI or the other language model that we have, but sometimes get very expensive for a customer. Based of this, some of the customer afraid of starting the all project related to AI. What do you think? We can find the one maybe cheapest or maybe free version of the Llama or other things. Only we working with focus with maybe implementation in the some level of the app or some other type of the service or not? What do you think?
Very good question, and I'm amazed like you are at that point. So we face this all day. Let me answer you that question. You are absolutely right. The biggest charge they are charging, I do not know, 2 cents a hit or 1 cent a hit or 0.1 cents a hit. OpenAI, they in one day freaking they made $20 million the day they opened. So it's a true challenge. The way to do it is two ways. I'll go back to you here. That's why sometimes I'm not able to explain right, so I love to show diagrams. This is LLM, right? You see this?
Yes.
Rest is you. As long as you do this job right, where you have processed your data, prior intelligence, embedded your data, this will optimize to possibly one call to start with if we have to go there. So you got my point, right? So when you are, so that's the one part. The second part, which we solved in DTT, which is biggest opportunity. I may not be able to communicate well. I'm very bad at it, but I'll try
you're
to.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one, where traditional method versus generative method. Now these variant autocoder are your neuron networks basically. You can build it on your platform too. To if you are that advanced and you have enough data for it. The second part is which I was saying, possibly a synthetic data generation. As I was saying, let's say out of 100,000, 30,000 customers have bought. By taking that 30,000, we can synthetically generate those persona and customer data. You can directly target through it. There's a company which has approached us from Chicago. We are working on it. They into minerals and they want to find out mineral uses company here, and they gave us that challenge. Okay, based on mineral, can you find out the companies who need this mineral? They are connecting Asia, some kind of mineral to US companies. So rather than going through all that, they gave us that challenge and we can replicate that persona. Going back to your answer, if you have that data, you can replicate it faster and reduce your cost going into the system. And this is done two ways, synthetic and semantic. Synthetic is probability way to improve your data. So if someone is 18 years, you can say 24 years is good, or 16 years persona creation. And semantic is the relationship we call graph relationships or relationship between data. So those kind of things you can increase the persona. Does it make sense?
Yeah, but the some problem exists also. For example, we test one chatbot, and after that, some of we forgot to have some limitation as a IP in the user that they want to use, and some competitive go and buy some people to only contract with chat without any reason, and after that we lose little bit money in this place.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think we need to find the one way, at least for some job that is not very complex. We can use the very light version of the, for example, a model that we can save little bit money in this part, and after that, for a complex things, we send a request for maybe bigger or analytic part of the language model, for example.
You can, but the bigger question is what does, like, if I was you and we both are possibly talking the same thing or in a different perspective, large language model does not have prior intelligence. This is a common myth. It is correlationship between what you feed in the first, second, third sentences and find the next probability or prediction of next sentences. It does not have a brain. Like
Yes.
we as a human have a brain. So now if you take those correlationship out and are able to mine it very well, then I don't think we should have problems. That's a pure scientific approach.
Okay, you want to create some skin on the model that control the model to working correctly as an agent or as a one aware system.
Yes, that was proprietary intelligence I was talking in the beginning. So you don't need to tab as much as possible. Plus, you can synthetically and semantically tab one time and get whatever you want and get out too. That is what I can think right now, other than building your own GAN model or own deep learning model.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. What are some questions are here. What are the SMB's major use cases and where they're using? As I've been saying, mostly it's AI agents. And we have done financial services. Next time I'll bring that use case. Medical, real estate, those are our prime customers. Beyond that, customer service bots are very common, and it mostly the prior intelligence is built on what you already have. So the bigger question becomes is if you don't have large volume of data, is that relevant enough? Yes, it is. That's where I was saying we can understand from your base customer data and possibly scale it into large language model, fine tune it, reduce the cost and bring it back for you. Some businesses are not that complex. If you are straight away selling certain 10 products and we know what it is and we can build intelligence around that. So that was one of the things here. Do you provide any education into this? Your website does reflect. Yes, we have generative AI bootcamp for 3 days, mostly target for C-suite or someone who has 8 to 10 years of experience doing this and wants to quickly transform his company or transform his overall direction. You come in, you work with our team where you sit in our group. Usually we form a group of not more than 10 to 15 people and you work with us, and towards the end you can walk away with your roadmap, your product design. That's 1 day is dedicated to that, and first 2 days is dedicated to understanding this concept, use cases, and how to build around it and how to think around it. All these questions which you guys asked will be done in very detailed way. That's called Generative AI for Professional program. It's done in Irvine, California. We're also coming with on-demand and online model because of the demand. But overall, it is designed for someone who wants to transform their company or their career, both. Sam said yes. So I hope I was able to answer your bootcamp one. Maria, wealth of knowledge. Audio is fine. Right. Yes, we can. Thank you, guys. It was awesome seeing you, all of you. And we'll continue the journey, learning from each other, supporting each other, and building this together. Thank you again. And if no further question, I'll log off.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Carrie.